Hello and hi everyone. Today I want to talk to you about how to deliver an accessible, inclusive demo. We at Microsoft do have a dedicated team for inclusive design. They have a wonderful website and they have that quote of saying, if you don't intentionally include, you unintentionally exclude. What does that mean? That means if you are not caring about everybody's wishes, desires, and needs in your audience, you unintentionally exclude those people. Be it a member on the board of investors, be it in your audience during a presentation. If they don't feel included, you unintentionally exclude them because you didn't care about their needs. The website of the Inclusive Design team has a great set of toolkits that you can use to create more inclusive products, services, or presentations. You find them here, the Inclusive 101 Toolkit, Inclusive Activities. Here's booklets on the pursuit of inclusive AI and a booklet on designing for guidance. There's more on the site. Make sure to visit them if you want to start designing your product in an inclusive way. I will give you a few quick start tips on how to make your presentation, your demo, more inclusive and more accessible. My first tip is to use subtitles. And you can do that easily from within PowerPoint or many other presentation tools. In PowerPoint, I will give you the demo right away. In PowerPoint, you use the slideshow tab and start with always use subtitles. Tick that box, select your subtitle spoken language. Mine is English UK. The subtitle language, the language in which you want to have the subtitles being displayed, that will be English as well. You select the microphone and where you want to place the subtitles on the screen. You can put it overlaid over the presentation on top of the presentation, or you can put it on the bottom or below or above the slide. I love to use below slide because it separates the subtitles from the slide itself, so it increases readability and it doesn't come in conflict with any of the content on the slide. When you now start your presentation, do it right away. You get that listening, and then the subtitles will be rendered live without any preparation to the screen. So if we want to have subtitles during demos, what can we do there? Can be an easy one. You make a screenshot, put that into your slides. It looks like you have your desktop there, and move over to whatever you want to demo and put it on the screen desktop area. There we go. I do have a Git here and could work in that and show you what I'm doing there. There we go. Easy one during demos, having subtitles. You can then just proceed, and you can also switch them off during your presentation with that smaller icon here, showing the stylized subtitles. There we go. So make sure to always use subtitles during presentation and also during your demo. You can also use a black screen for that if you prefer that over showing a fake desktop. My next tip is use contrast. Why is contrast important? It's not only important to vision impaired people in your audience, it's also important to nearly everybody who's not using the same screen as you do. It might be a bad backlit situation with the sun coming in through a window that makes it harder for low contrast slides to be seen or during a video. It may also be on a mobile device where your video, your demo, or recording of your demo is being viewed, and it's a smaller size device. So better contrast helps you or helps your viewer, your audience, to see what you're talking about. There's a number of sites taking care of contrast checking in the web. You can go there with your hex codes and see the contrast level. One of these sites, for example, is WebAIM. You can put the foreground color and background color in here and get the contrast ratio. There's a lot of tips also for accessibility standards, what that contrast ratio should be. And many of the sites also give you a recommendation on that as well. My next tip is provide materials. What do I mean with provide materials? I'm talking about pre-reads and presentation slides that you can provide to your audience. Why should you do that? There may be people that highly appreciate if they can see your materials beforehand or afterwards your presentation. It doesn't have to be a full demo, but it can also be a recording of your demo for your audience to review what they have just seen, or maybe they have missed a part that they would like to reiterate and understand better what has been said. So my hint for you is always provide materials, ideally before your demo or presentation, and at least afterwards. So a prepared short link that guides people to a recording of the video that you have done before or will upload afterwards, where they find the slide deck and other helpful resources for your presentation is very well appreciated. Next hint is on language. Use simple language. Long sentences are disturbing or irritating. They are difficult for people to understand, very much so when you are a native speaker and your audience is not, or somebody in your audience is not. Shorter sentences, easier, simpler language is easier to understand. Your message will land more clearly if you use simple language. Also, use inclusive language. Try to not gender things, gender situations too much. Don't start a presentation with "Hey guys." Use some alternatives like "Hey all," or "Hey friends," or "Hey, how's everyone?" If you exclude people already in your opening of a demo, well, it may well be that you lost a part of your audience just because they didn't feel included. So make sure to use inclusive language. There's a lot of hints on the web as well on that. So make sure to just Google, Bing, search engine, the term inclusive language, and it will guide you towards more resources on that. Describe is another tip for your demo. What do I mean with describe? Well, be descriptive. If you have a screenshot on the wall, describe what's on that screenshot. If you use a picture, describe that picture. Be descriptive with everything you say. If people are able to not only visually perceive something, but also get guidance on how to understand that, your message will land much better. And that's not exclusive to anyone. It helps people to understand and it helps you to make your point. Remember that, be descriptive. Whenever you find it like unsafe what to say, be descriptive in what you just want to make as a point. From time to time, also check in with your audience. See how far they are still able to follow you. Sometimes technical people tend to get too much into details. It well may be that your audience is not able to follow you into every detail. It is very much appreciated if you check in with them and see how much they can follow you. There are many more inclusive practices that you can incorporate into your demo or your presentation. How to find out about them? Well, one idea would be to talk to people that are present in your room. You can do that before a presentation or after doing the presentation to learn for the next time. This doesn't only have to be limited to members of underrepresented groups. It can be just about anybody. Find out about them, learn, listen in, and see what you can make from that for your next demo to make it more accessible, more inclusive, and just better. When you want to get in contact with me and talk about accessibility, inclusion, and diversity, feel free to do so on Twitter or on GitHub, or send me an email at jan.schenk@microsoft.com. It was a pleasure giving that presentation to you, and thank you for listening.